This is Steve with HVO. For those of you on the line, we did post several images of that flow on the website early last evening. So I invite you to check out the HVO website for the Kilauea update to have a look at that flow. Based on the measurements or the mapping between our last overflight on the 22nd and, the 29th and yesterday, the flow advanced about 1,400 yards between the 29th and yesterday, February 5th. That flow began to break out from the tube system sometime between January 22nd and 29th. The geologists described it yesterday as being weakly active, and it's certainly not vigorous, but it certainly does represent a significant enough flow that it's basically robbing or stealing some of the flow in from the lava tube, and thereby preventing it from reaching the flow front. Yesterday, we also worked a little bit on the flank of Pu'uo'o. Our crews were able to measure the cross-sectional area of the lava stream in the lava tube on the flank, and it was the same as it was a week ago, about 2.5 square yards in cross-sectional area. So this is about the size of a standard 36-inch door opening. Months ago, when we were able to measure the actual lava stream moving through the tube on the flank of Pu'uo'o, because there was a skylight there, the lava stream was moving about 5 yards a second at that location. And so if we assume that same velocity now, Pu'uo'o is erupting about 125,000 cubic yards per day into the lava tube. And this is equivalent to about 380 gallons a second, or nearly 33 million gallons a day. And this amount of discharge is just a little over half, or about half, of what Pu'uo'o was erupting into the tube system earlier in the summer of 2014. So it remains at about half of what that initial flow discharge was when the June 27th event first started erupting. So no change at that site. I think the other thing that's worth noting is that the northerly lobe near the flow front didn't have any surface flows or any breakouts on top of or on the margin of the flow. And there were some breakouts occurring yesterday. There were some breakouts occurring right at the junction of the easterly lobe and that northerly lobe. So at this point, it suggests that northerly lobe can no longer transport lava through whatever tube system or conduit system existed within that lobe. And so we'll be watching that over the next week, but it could suggest that particular lobe is no longer active. And I'll stop there.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, Tom here at the Trib. When you say the northerly lobe, is that the one, I think a couple miles upslope from the leading edge at least?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, that was the one that was headed. If it kept going, it would have followed a flow path across the highway right near the Maku'u market. So that one appears, like I said, it suggests, because there were no surface flows and around the margin of that flow, it suggests that may be inactive at this point. We'll have to see in the next week whether there are any additional breakouts occurring from within that flow.